Hey guys, it's TFNet. Welcome back to the channel, and what better way to end this little series of horror-related action figure reviews for the month of October on the channel than by going over one of the most iconic horror characters in all of fiction, that being, of course, Dracula. This is, of course, the NECA Universal Monsters 7-inch Ultimate Count Dracula from the original Dracula film, starring Bela Lugosi, of course. Very excited to finally get around to reviewing this. I've been sitting on this for a while. It's been out for a while. I just haven't gotten around to actually taking a look at it, unfortunately. I just was super backlogged. But, of course, October is here. It's about to end, actually. And, yeah, so decided to go ahead and do the review for this here. 360 of the packaging, of course, you guys are familiar with the packaging for these particular figures by now, as well as overall the Ultimates line. Lots of nice stuff going on here, especially for Dracula. It says Dracula all over. The front of the box had that cool original poster. Different images of the figure with different accessories displayed throughout the entire box, as well as Universal Monsters NECA Real Toys. On the top of the packaging, it says Dracula, the NECA logo, ages 17 and up, as well as a choking hazard. On the bottom, it has Universal there, NECA Real Toys, the barcode on the right, and then the credits of everyone who worked on this figure on the left. When you open the figure, of course, here with the flaps on the left there, you see the figure in a diorama, which looks really cool. And then on the right, you see the figure with the contents it comes with there. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. And here is the figure out of the packaging. It is very well done, I think, and I'm finally glad that I decided to open it. There are a decent number of Dracula figures out there. I don't own all of them. Can't tell you where this would rank, unfortunately. I know Jada Toys has one as well. But as a Bela Lugosi action figure here, Dracula, of course, it's fantastic. Let's take a look at the accessories, then we'll take a close look at the figure. So I was going to start with the hands and heads and all that, but we'll start with the bat. And I'll just tell you why, because this stand that you have the bat flying on just broke. I popped this bat onto the stand. It's this ball joint that goes in there, in that socket. And then I tried to pop it off. I grabbed it from here, and then I must have twisted it, and yeah. It broke, so careful. This is a pretty brittle plastic. This was a pretty nice stand, but yeah, just be careful with that. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do about that. And then this part, you know, with this thing stuck on there, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to. Yeah, okay. Oh, there we go. Man, what a klutz I am. The bat looks really cool. I think the teeth, the like pink in the mouth there could be a little bit better. It's, if you look close enough, it's a little bit sloppy, but it's really not that bad. You have to look close. The eyes are really nice. There's some nice shading on the fur, the back, on the wings. All that looks really cool. There's a little bit of like pinkish red and a little bit of brown, and also like a little bit of white going on there too. The small little feet on the back. So the bottom, of course, you get the broken immersion because of you know, the socket there. But this is a very cool bat. I'm glad they included this, and I'm dumb for breaking it. Here is the one of the faces and necks that this comes with. You see he comes with a smiling expression. This is more of the stern expression. Let's see, what's the other one? I'll go ahead and take a look. So that's the angrier expression. This could be more like he's hypnotizing people too on the left. And you see there's some really nice detailing in the wrinkles around his cheeks and nose too. A really nice lip color. The printing around the eyes is really, really nice. The wrinkles up on his forehead and around his eyes is really good too. Yeah, very nice. This slick back hair. I guess I don't really know if that's slick back. It looks like it, but that looks really good too. With a little bit of light brown in this like almost black plastic. The ears are actually nicely sculpted too. And then the separate neck piece here has a little bit of nice detailing and pretty consistent paint throughout. Looking at this one here, you can see the detailing in the mouth there with the teeth and the tongue. It's kind of hard to see because of the lighting. I feel like there's a little bit of gappage in between the lip and the teeth. Maybe that should be a little bit more closed off, but it's really not. It still looks really good. I just want to mention that. Then you get some more scrunching around the eyes because he's angrier. That looks really good. I think he might be looking off to the left with this one just a little bit, but not bad. The rest of the detailing is pretty much the exact same from the other heads. Forgot to mention how they did the chin right there too. So I haven't put this on yet, but this, I believe, how is it going to fit this cape? I guess you'll just have to push. Yeah, you just push it on there and it stays on there. Let's back this out. And you know, I don't have the greatest angle right now, but it's no bendy wire, of course. You do have, it's just a draped over type of soft plastic, but the stitching on here is really nice with the black fabric as well as the cuts. All of it looks very clean. It's a nice smooth type of material. And then this is a sculpted plastic piece here. I thought it was like a magnet for a second, but it clips onto the, I mean, it doesn't like, just doesn't port anywhere. It just kind of fits onto the back of the neck, which is kind of cool. So. Okay, let's try to move on a little bit farther. We do have one hand here. I guess this is meant for holding smaller accessories. I believe this is meant for holding one of the goblets like this. I'm trying, it's going to be a little difficult to do that right now. If you heat up the hand a little bit and push the goblet in, I'm sure it will fit. You have a little bit of a separation in between the fingers there. Really nice detailing on the back of the hands. All that paintwork is pretty good too. And then these more hypnotized pose type of hands with the ring on the left hand looking really good. Detailing on the palms is really nice. That back of that ring is really sick. I think the paint could be a tiny bit better. I think the red's a little bit, it's not super sloppy. I think it could be a little, just ever so slightly better. There is some silver going on to the fingers, but it all looks really great still. You saw it earlier. There are 2 silver goblets here, looking very cool. And you can see there's wine on the inside, or wine, if, you know. That is really sick, and they're done the really nice metallic silver paint. We also have this dish right here where you can put the goblets on there. Has a little bit of a black wash to it, a little bit of a shading going on. Very nice sculpt. We also have this wine bottle. Don't know what's going on. That's supposed to be like some type of printing. And then the rest of it is like a darker green. And it's a translucent plastic. A little bit of like gold up here in the white. All that paintwork is really clean. Last but not least, we have the candle and the candlestick. This looks really cool. I think I don't know which hand would hold this. Either this, let me look at the left hand. No, these are open hands. So, yeah, I guess you'd have to hold it like this. Or you could just put this somewhere. You can have it on the dish or something. I don't know. But you get a candle with a candlestick on there and a candle holder. The detailing on the candle holder is really cool. And then you do have the white here for the, you know, the candle, and then a little bit of paint in the flame there. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to find HD photos of Bela Lugosi when he was Dracula, but he looks fantastic. If you ask me, this looks exactly like him. The likeness here is kind of scary. It's really cool. This is a really nice smirking head that the figure comes packaged with, and just like the other heads, they have similar approaches to the detailing. Really nice wrinkles around, you know, like the cheeks, the chin, as well as the crow's feet, the widow's peak, and all that. And in between the eyes, really nice shading around the eyes. The printing on the eyes is really good. Again, I think it's looking off to the left just ever so slightly, but it's centered enough where you're not going to tell too much. The lip color is really clean, and the sculpting on the ears, there's like a little bit of pinkish shading to this particular one. It might be like that with the other ones too, at least on the ears. And the hair is also done, again, in a similar fashion where it's like a very dark brown, almost black sculpt, and then a little bit of lighter brown painted on there. Now, one thing I want to mention is that all 3 of these heads that you get, they could have easily just given us 1 neck piece. It's cool that they gave us 3 in case any of the white paint would scuff onto this. But also, you can use any of these heads here with the black and white version, actually. That black and white version is a completely different suit than what we're getting here sculpt-wise. And then you just pop off the black and white head and the hands, and then you pop it onto that particular figure, and you have another outfit for the in color version of Bela Lugosi. You could do that vice versa, where you put the black and white on this too, and I think that was a really cool way to get people to basically buy the other one too. Whereas with the other Universal monsters, it's just either the color version or the black and white, and they're both pretty much the exact same figure. Here though, really nice detailing on the suit. Might be a little too bright. There we go. The red, I think the red is bleeding onto the white a little too much in some areas, but like this little, I guess would be a tie. I don't actually know what up here would be. That's cool. The medallion right there. When you look closely, That gold paint is really clean, but you see a little bit of that splotching in the red. His vest here is really nice. You can see a little bit of it. The camera's not helping, but you have a different type of white for the undershirt. Nice button there too. And then a slightly different, almost bluish finish to the white here on the vest, as well as like a little bit of like, I guess whatever those chains are. I'm not entirely sure. There's some buttons there too. The coat is also really nice. The buttons on the back of the coat are really good. They have the nice glossy finish to it. The rest is a matte finish with a little bit of shading in there in the wrinkles. Looking really nice. Wrinkles in the back of the shoulders. Wrinkles on the outside of the shoulders and the biceps, triceps, and all that. Looking really nice there. The inside, that's what the arms look like on the inside as well. In the front here, nice buttons as well as this little handkerchief there. And then you have these slightly more relaxed hands that can be used for different types of posing as well. The fingers look really good here. I mean, all the hands, they look really good. And that's what the back of the hand looks like there. And then this back of the hand right there. Again, I think that the silver's bleeding onto the finger a little too much, but you have to look close, like I am doing right now, to notice. So I'm not going to gripe too much about it. Then you get to the front here, a little bit of wrinkling. Again, some shading, like a, I don't know what color they're exactly using, like a little bit of like a grayish finish. Maybe a tiny bit of blue, but that could be the trick of the light. The wrinkling around here, like the crotch area as well as the legs, and this like this sleek finish, this lining on the outside of the outer legs, I should say. And then you have something like a crease basically on the inner legs there. All that's looking really nice. You have the wrinkles towards the bottom of the feet here, and then the top of the shoes, which will have a really nice like leathery or suede almost finish. The laces look really good on top of the feet. That's what the bottom of the feet look like. Forgot to mention this is a softer plastic, so you can move this up a little bit and you get a little bit of that Drac butt. That was weird. This might be a section where the detailing is shorter than the accessory portion, but it's a pretty simple approach to this outfit. There's not much I've left out, and the way that they captured it is very nice, very accurate to the original film. As you saw with all three heads, there's different types of articulation going on in the actual head and then going on in the neck. So those two different ball joints. You get swiveling here, actually really good side to side. Sometimes it's a little bit hard, you hear that pop. You have to push it in a little bit to get that in there, because then it will pop out. Side to side, the down motion is actually not too bad. It's the, if you maybe dig some things, I actually don't know. The up motion is not too bad either. It could be a little bit better. And then the swiveling, there's no problem there whatsoever. Arms go out actually pretty far. I think a little bit more than Invisible Man. Arms could go all the way around here too. You do have a single joint elbow that gets a little bit over 90, and then a swivel at that elbow. Swivel at the wrist, a hinge at the wrist. This is for all sets of hands. This does not want to hinge right now. This might be a little too stiff. There should be a ball joint in here, but the soft plastic in the chest kind of gets in the way. I think it's only the actual waist instead of the waist and the abs, or chest. So a little bit side to side swiveling there, all the way around like that. This should be a soft plastic crotch piece, so moving it up like this, the kick could be better, but not too bad. And then back is not, it actually is not too bad. And then the splits are actually really good here. The upper thigh swivel is not amazing. It's in there, but it's a little bit better on the right leg. Oh wow, that's a lot of tight joints going on. Single joint knee that gets about 90 and it swivels as well. And I don't think there's a swivel at the ankle here. I could be wrong. But can you bend it down a little bit more? This cuff gets in the way, but you can bend it down a little bit. Bending it up is not amazing, but you do get a bit of an ankle rocker. Measuring out the figure, we're looking pretty close to 18.5 centimeters. That's going to put this a little bit under 7.5 inches. As you see with the size comparisons, these are all of the NECA horror figures that I reviewed for the month of October. Next to him on the right, that's Invisible Man, who's going to be a little bit shorter. Dracula is definitely going to be much shorter, though. and then Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then he's actually going to be a little bit shorter than the Miner from My Bloody Valentine, as well as McCready from The Thing. Overall, very happy with this figure. Just wish I didn't break the stand for the bat, unfortunately. That was my fault, but the rest of these accessories are really sick. The different hands, the heads, the fact that you can interchange these with the black and white version is also really cool. I think the way that the cape is done could be a little bit better because it's a bit of a snug fit when you try to put it on there, but then it kind of doesn't want to fit super duper well all the time, but it still looks really good on there. It's a very well done figure with great detail, paint, and sculpt. It looks just like Bela Lugosi, if you ask me, and I think that they have done an incredible job capturing Bela Lugosi overall. And just this version of Dracula looks really, really good. It's about $35. You kind of know where to find it by now. Definitely check your Targets, maybe even Walmarts. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figures, think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there. And happy Halloween!